It's nearly 7 years since the first ban on smoking in enclosed public spaces in the UK was introduced, and partly as a consequence of that, the number of people using these electronic cigarettes is expected to reach 1 million this year.
And some medical experts believe that they could help save hundreds of thousands of lives a year, while others say they could be unsafe and need tighter regulation.
A busy pub, and at first a rather shocking sight. It looks like they're smoking. This is what people here are using. It's an electronic cigarette. It comes in two parts. In this end there's liquid nicotine, which is vaporized by a battery in this end. It gives the user a hit of nicotine without the tar, and it's the tar in ordinary cigarettes that kills. What looks like smoke is largely water vapour.
I've tried patches and inhalators, that sort of thing before. I think they're a lot better because you get obviously the vapour, so it feels more like you're having a cigarette.
I think they're a great idea actually. You've got the health benefits from it. And well, it does taste like a cigarette.
The e-cigarette market is growing fast. The number of users expected to reach 1 million this year. Some medical experts see huge potential benefits.
Nicotine itself is not a particularly hazardous drug, something on a par with the effects that you get from caffeine.
Professor John Britton leads the Tobacco Advisory Group for the Royal College of Physicians.
If all the smokers in Britain stopped smoking cigarettes and started smoking e-cigarettes, we would save 5 million deaths in people who are alive today.
A big claim. There are, however, concerns about the safety and regulation of e-cigarettes. They can legally be sold to children. There are no restrictions on advertising. Some critics say it glamorises something that looks like smoking. And unlike patches or gum, e-cigarettes aren't regulated like medicines. It means there are no rules, for example, about the purity of the nicotine in them.
Are e-cigarettes safe?
The simple answer is we don't know whether e-cigarettes are safe. It's going to take some time before we do, because we'll need to see them in use and to study very carefully what the effects of e-cigarettes are. I would either take them off the shelves, or I would very heavily regulate them so that we knew that the contents of each was very fixed.
This is an e-cigarette company in Manchester. The health regulator, the MHRA, is now looking closely at companies like this to see if they need more stringent regulation. Here they say they take safety seriously, but accept rules for the whole industry need to be tightened.
We would welcome regulation that ensures that the product can't be sold to anyone under the age of 18. And secondly, also to regulate the purity and the quality of the liquid that goes into these products.
Many questions remain. Should this be allowed in a public place? At this IT office, employees can use e-cigarettes. Other companies have banned it. But as demand grows, this may become a much more common sight in the future.
And Graham's just cheaper, less intrusive, don't smell nearly so much. But some people are thinking there should be some kind of regulation.
I think the regulations will be tightened up. The MHRA, which is the health regulator, is looking at this, will report in a couple of weeks. I mean, I think there are a couple of things that they will more than likely do. For example, we've heard reports of children as young as 13 and 14 smoking these or using these on the bus going to school. So I think a ban on children under the age of 18 being able to buy them is likely. I think there's also the possibility that a guarantee on the purity of the nicotine in these products may become part of the regulation. Then there's a big debate. How stringent should the regulations be? Should there be a ban on advertising? Should there be a ban on using them in public places? You can use them in pubs, in trains, on planes, in hospitals legally at the moment. I mean, apparently here at the BBC, staff have asked about it and have been told they can use them here in the building. Quite a debate. And the thing is, if there's over stringent regulation, then there's a worry that the 1 million people who are currently using these, though they may be taken off the market and taken off the shelves. So there's a danger of over-regulation for some.
It really doesn't need to look like this, does it? It doesn't have to have the filter. Does it even need to be sort of cigarette
I think that depends whether you're a smoker or not, Bill, really, because there are other products out there that give you pretty much the same thing, nicotine replacement gum and patches, and smokers, will say that they need to do this kind of thing. They want it to feel like they're having a cigarette because they're so addicted. And this is the closest we've got to it so far.
Graham, thanks very much indeed.
27 minutes past 8.